Alright guys, today is October 7th, 2025, and I'm gonna be doing a recap on my trades today. Before we start, I want to say these markets are really hard right now. Like, can we stop being on the all-time highs, man? Like, can we get some, real price action like way back here? Like actual price action and not just being at all-time highs. It's really hard, man. Especially if you're like just getting into trading like recently. It's really hard. I hope you guys are holding on because after all of this it's gonna be way easier for us because we struggled on these type of markets, and next time it comes around it will be easier. So just some motivation for the new people, including me, obviously. But let's get into it. Right, at New York Open, what do we do first? So we have our New York New York highs here. We have our London and Asia lows here. Previous New York low. And then, what did I want? What was my daily bias? I'm sorry if you guys can hear my nephew. Um, but my daily bias was we were bullish, right? I wanted us to respect this or this and then continue higher. So something like this, since we are on a bullish all-time high market, or go like this and then continue higher. That was my bias. Those were my conditions, right? So if we break this, then obviously we're gonna go short and then target these lows, right? So boom. Yeah. So overall in the morning I was bullish, and then we can drop down to our 30-minute. I want to take this out because I want to filter us in to the lower time frames. Right, so it would be like this. And so yeah, let's get to it. Let's just play price right now. We already swept highs, so we're at all-time highs. Market open, man, you can literally go to Walmart and just scan this barcode and you'll get something. Like, look at the 5-minute, man. Horrible PA. But yeah, what did I see? We swept our lows, our internal liquidity, and let's see. I should put this back here. Filter it down. 15. Okay. So boom. What do we see? We swept this internal. Holy. We swept this internal low, and then we see that we're still in this 15-minute, right? And I see that we're respecting it. So entry model, our inverse. So we had a 1-minute. There was also a 2-minute and a 3-minute, which was here. And so boom, this candle closed. I should have entered here, but I don't know why it filled me there. I think price was just moving faster. But yeah, so we entered, and then immediately we get stopped, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. This chop is so bad. This PA is horrible. And honestly, this trade was my fault. I think it was a great setup. Right? So we swept internal lows. We're still on that 15-minute, and we have our highs here. We targeted a 1-to-1, but we could have been break even here, targets here, and then just extend your take profit, because we're at all-time highs. You want to be extending. And so boom, on that first trade we lost $773. Now, don't look at this yet, but yeah. So we lost 773. And like I said, I'm risking heavy on this. It's an eval. I could care less, right? But regardless, I should be taking A plus setups. I think that was a pretty good setup because never mind. I thought that was a SMT there. There wasn't. It was pretty good confluence. We had targets and we're at all-time highs. I mean, I think that wasn't the worst trade we could have taken. There could probably have been worse, but yeah. So boom, okay. Lost our first trade, second trade. We swept internal lows again, so I was like, okay, maybe this is the move up, right? And so yeah, we have this 1 minute. Let me take this off. We have this 1 minute inverse, which I waited for, and it closed above. But what I didn't look at is the 2 minute. We actually had a 2 minute. Oh my goodness. We actually had a 2 minute that we never closed above. So this entry model was horrible. It was bad because we entered off this. We never closed above it on the 2 minute, and we just dumped immediately, like 1 minute after we lost. And that was a 468. So that's about almost 1100, maybe 1200 down on the account. And so I was like, okay, we're not bullish anymore, because 15, we inverse the 15. We're now at this other low that we're targeting, and price is already there. And I said, okay, maybe our bias was wrong. You know, our condition was that if we respect the 15 there and this candle, and then we continue higher, but we're not. Clearly, we're not on the first one. We're moving pretty bearish, pretty quickly, and so I just flipped my bias. We disrespected bullish, and we're being, what's this called? We're respecting bearish, right? So disrespecting bullish, respecting bearish, respecting bearish, and so yeah. To be honest, this was low-key a gamble. I'm not gonna lie. So for here, right, we're still on that 15, and what did I see? We have this 1 minute here. Hold on. Was it a 1 minute? It was a 3 minute that we respected. 5 minute was all the way up, and if we were bullish, right, guys, we would have a bearish gap we could fill like this, something like this. But we already filled that, and nothing else is there, not even on the 15. And usually that's our targets for a mech model, and obviously we didn't have that, so we're bearish, right? We respected this 3 minute, and I said, you know what, I'm just gonna go short. Like, I gambled the rest of the account basically. Stops at that on top of this 3 minute fair value gap, and then I was just targeting lower. My first target was this. This was it was just a low. We had our London lows here. We have a London low. Okay. London low. We have our Asia low here. Why is it doing that? And then New York low. Right? And boom. I don't know why this is here. Take that off. And so yeah, I just entered off that. Yes, this was a gamble trade. I usually don't trade like this, but I did it again. Just like the other day where we won 1100, right? I entered and then we almost get stopped, almost losing the account, but it was a respected fair value gap. Um, that was a respected lower high, so we just continued lower. And man, price just kept dumping and dumping. Like, um, like while I was here, my TP. Hold on, let me just put this here. Okay, whatever. My TP was here, but then I saw this is a 1.8. That's what I saw, right? Why is it like that? Anyways, and so I see price dumping, right? And then I always extend it. So as I extend, I'm targeting these lowers. So this London low, I'm targeting, and as price creeps, at this point I'm break even now. By the way, so as it creeps, I extend it to the next targeting low, right? Um, Obviously this was live. I kept pushing lower, and then once it creeped here again to our New York lows, I just put it here. I calculated like 1,500 real quick for our account to be up half, right? 1,500, and then that's our 50% mark, so I just stopped it here. Not breaking the, I didn't want to break any rules to pass an eval. And man, price just kept dumping, to be honest. Like, you could have probably found an entry here. Actually, let's look right now. Let's take these drawings off. Look at the 15. Nada. 5. We got one here. Boom. Now look for inverse. So we tapped here. No inverse on the 1 on this leg. Maybe there wasn't an entry. Unless you're a breakup structure type of guy. Could have probably entered here on this break, right? Closure below, boom, stops at this high, and target lower, let's say 30-minute. This is just an example, by the way. So target this or this, almost a 1-to-1. Target the gap, which is good. I know I just saw this now, but the weekly opening gap is usually a good target. So boom, we have a trade here, and it hits, right? To be honest, I did gamble that. Like, I'm gonna be completely 100% honest. Like, the only confluence I had was price wanted to go lower. Like, we were clearly disrespecting it. And I know a lot of people probably lost. Like here, right? Bullish fair value gap. We closed below, or like just below it. Even here, right? If you want to be more accurate, you can go down. Right here, candle closure below. Like, we're respecting this. We're disrespecting bullish candles now. Even here, right? Right here, disrespected. And clearly we're just gonna go lower. And I think that's the only thing I learned today. Well, other than breaking my rules and all that, like something new. I feel like I'm always married to my buys at first, and I never change it. I don't look at the higher time frame. I focus on the 1 to 5, right? And look for entries to go higher. And like today, I looked at the 15 and the 30, and I'm seeing, hey, we're disrespecting the bullish gaps, bullish imbalances, and we're just continuing lower, which I'm glad I saw, because we would have lost this account. But yeah, um, let's see what we have. 7th. Tomorrow we have some news, but it is late. To be honest, we're gonna trade. Even if price is choppy, like at this point, I just wanna pass and get to a real funded again. So the account is at 1,575. We are halfway there. We're at a what? Like a 40% win rate. And yeah. So far, I'm not gonna lie, our wins have been gambles. And that's not really bad because we still have somewhat of some confluence or like knowledge behind the trades we take, even if it was a gamble or like literally press the button. But yeah, we're not gonna keep this up. We can't just gamble every time. We actually have to find confluences, and we just need price to not chop. Like, I'll show you guys again. Market open. Look at this. Barcode. For almost 30 minutes, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So almost an hour, we could say. We were chopping the whole time, and then we finally made some moves. But yeah, that is my trade for today. Hopefully you guys won. The market was hard today, but yeah, see you tomorrow. Peace.